Hi and welcome to another edition of ChinnyVision. This time we're looking at home conversions of a 1982 arcade game, Dig Dug. I can't think of many other arcade games where you go around inflating baddies with an air pump until they explode, but Dig Dug is certainly memorable for that. Ported to lots and lots of different formats. Don't think there's versions for the Spectrum or Amstrad or some of the 16 bits, but certainly all the 8 bits that were on sale in America and Japan got conversions. And we're going to look at 3 versions today: the MSX, the Commodore 64 and the Atari 8-bit. And we're going to look at the MSX version first. Namco on the title screen there, and I'm told that Namco were the division of Namco that licensed the home conversions of the games. So we all know the deal with Dig Dug. You go around, you inflate the baddies up with an air pump until they explode and you clear the level. The baddies can crawl through tunnels and they also turn into eyes that can go through the dirt and come and get you, so you have to watch out for that. And there you go, one of them's turned into eyes there already and the other one's done it as well. You can drop rocks on them as well. I'm going to try and do here if he comes around there. Oh no, he's turned into eyes there. Mind you, a little bit of Mr. Do in terms of going around, but you don't have to collect anything. You've mainly got to get rid of these baddies. So I pumped up 1 there, pumped up 2, and there we go, level 1 clear. Colours are a little bit different from the arcade because of the MSX's limited palette. Seems to be using hardware sprites for the baddies. I think I've not seen any colour clash here yet. Those dragons, they can breathe fire, so you need to be very careful when you're in front of them. Let's try and drop a rock on that guy there. Yep, done that. Nice conversion here on the MSX. One of the things all the versions do is the music only plays when you're moving. I think the arcade version does that as well. This is quite odd, but this is the same tune as you get on the arcade when you're moving around. So you can just pump that guy up there. You can, when there's little gaps like that, go through the gaps with the air pump. Just advance this on a little bit here. On the round 5. Slight change of colours because Dig Dug has different colour schemes every 4 levels. Don't get the little flowers up the top right hand side as on the arcade that indicate how far you are into the game. And that was a bit odd. I managed to get my air pump on him while he was still eyes. I'm not sure if that's a bug or not in this conversion. On to round 6. I get quite frantic now. Just get through those little gaps there. Oh, now, I shouldn't be able to do that. I was able to put my pump onto the eyes when they were still going through the dirt and they weren't on a tunnel, and I'm pretty sure you shouldn't be able to do that. So I think that might be a slight bug in the MSX version. Overall in the MSX, despite that potential bug there, it seems to be a fairly solid conversion. Looks and sounds exactly as you'd expect within the hardware limitations of the machine. Definitely a game worth checking out. Over to the Commodore 64 now. Slightly squash graphics here compared to the MSX and the arcade version. Tune's different when you move around. No reason that tune should be different at all. Someone's taken a decision there to make a different tune. That's weird, I couldn't get a grip on him with my pump there. Here we go, second try. Graphics very colourful, move around nicely, nice fluidity to it all. Level layouts are exactly as you'd expect. If you don't pump the baddies up all the way, they slowly deflate again. And after a predetermined amount of time, the baddies will try and escape out the tunnel and out, so you get less bonus at the end. Collision detection seems slightly dodgy there, as that baddie seemed to be overlapping me. Will that baddie there now try and escape to the top? He will. Got him. I don't like this unnecessary change of the music. It's such an integral part of the arcade version. On the Commodore 64, aside from that slightly annoying music issue, fairly solid conversion, nice and colourful, plays like Dig Dug. Yes, worth looking at. Over to the Atari 8-bit, and this conversion's a year before the Commodore 64 conversion, because it was done in 1982. Slightly less refined graphics here, which is a shame because the Atari 8-bit is capable of better. Got purple boulders there. Very small sprites. Music is as the arcade version. The eyes don't look quite right as they come through the dirt at you either, they're slightly small. It just lacks a little bit of refinement. Also flickering there on the eyes as they come through the dirt. And again, there's no need for that on the Atari unless that's actually a deliberate effect. Hard to tell. But aesthetic considerations aside, it does seem to be an exact conversion of the arcade. So we're going to do something slightly different on ChinnyVision now. About 10 years ago, I bought a Namco 5-in-1 game system that had Pac-Man, Dig Dug, and I just wanted to have a look at this version because these do crop up on eBay. I want to see if it's worth having a look at them as something you can play easily on your TV, simply plug it in with a composite connection. So let's have a look at this version. So this looks quite close to the arcade, but it's not exact. It has to be said, it doesn't appear to be exactly the arcade version, but it's close enough to the arcade to make it worthwhile playing. It's nice and fluid. Visually, it looks pretty much identical. My main gripe on here is the arcade stick that's built into the game. You can only go up, down, left and right, which is all you need in this game, to be fair. The problem is, it makes the fluid motion of the joystick quite annoying because you can't just move it around 360 degrees to get it where you want it to be. You have to always centre it and then push in the other direction that you want. But other than that, the version on the Namco Arcade Stick is actually pretty good. Alongside Dig Dug, in the joystick you also get Rally X, Basodian and Pac-Man. So, Commodore 64, Atari and MSX versions of Dig Dug. MSX versions, certainly one of the better arcade ports on the system. Plays really well, looks decent, worth checking out. Commodore 64 version, if only they hadn't messed up the music, but other than that, gameplay wise, it's really good. Atari version, yeah, it's okay, but aesthetically, the Atari is capable of better.